Hello, Charu. Welcome to DC Conversations. First of all, could you tell us a little about Allianz Partners and what exactly you do?
Absolutely. First and foremost, it's a pleasure to be with you. And
Thank
as Allianz Partners, we are the largest diversified assistance company in the country. And amongst multiple lines of business, we also do roadside assistance. And that's where we work with we partners across the country to provide peace of mind to customers. And we've worked in this line of business for 18 years, and it's an operationally heavy line. So it's a business that is close to our heart, and it's very relevant, as due to what we are having now in the monsoon season. We are able to go back and assist a lot of customers. So it's a core line of business for us. Along with roadside, of course, we work in multiple other lines. Travel is another line of business which is reasonably big for us, and there we have travel medical assistance where we assist customers who have any issue, when they're traveling, and they have a policy where we are servicing them. We also work in mobile device, and we have shared services run out of India. We also do reinsurance. So as I said, we're a large diversified company, and we focus primarily on services.
Now, talking about roadside assistance, I thought. So, what are the most common reasons for vehicle breakdowns during the monsoon?
So there are multiple reasons, right? But during monsoon, we see that a lot of reasons are coming because of water ingress. Water ingress really means that water enters your car through multiple ways, either through air intake or in low-lying areas, or where the water level is higher than the footboard, right?
Yeah.
So when the water enters the car in the engine, cabin, fuse box, or electrical system, it does cause a bit of havoc, right? And in extreme cases of water ingress, of course, the hydrolock kicks in, which is a hydraulic lock, and if that happens, the car gets immobilized. And in such cases, the first thing is do not attempt to restart the car. So that's one. And water ingress itself causes issues like electrical failure, right? So if there's moisture in spark plugs or distributors or battery terminals, it means you might have ignition issues. You might not be able to start your car. So we'd say that water ingress might be a root cause, but electrical failure can be a consequence. And due to this malfunction, we do have a lot of issues in cars. And what it means for us as a roadside assistance provider is that we see more cars breaking down, and we also see more towing cases. So the way we operate, if there's a breakdown for a customer on the road, there are three ways in which we assist them. We would first try help on phone. We then try to roadside repair, and then we try to do towing. So we do our best to gauge in the first go itself what is the cause of the breakdown, and we then kick in one of the three. In monsoon, what we've seen is that you end up doing a lot of towing because the option of jump start, we never exercise that. That's not advisable. So I think this is one big breakdown reason. Accidents remain high during monsoon as well, and if we really look at why, because if you have your tires that have worn out, and the tread depth in the tire is less than, let's say, 3 millimeter, and you're driving on these waterlogged roads, you will have an issue. And our advice is always that you keep your tires healthy as well. So accidents do increase during this time. And the last one that comes to mind is that you've seen the way we flood now. So there could be cases where the car is completely submerged. So if that happens, there is interior flooding, or you just have to tow the car. So these are largely the reasons why you see breakdowns during monsoon, and they're much higher than what we see during non-monsoon. So those are the ones.
So, we were talking about cars being completely submerged or partially submerged, and then, there are these low-lying areas which are flood, prone and, waterlogged roads. So, in, such cases, how do roadside assistance services adapt their operations to respond quickly?
So it is challenging, but as I said, we've been in this business for 18 years, and as the market leader in roadside assistance, I think we've handled a lot of these situations and many such cases over the years. So uh, now I would say we are pretty much adept at handling these situations, because if you look at only 2025, we've had sort of flooding in multiple parts of the country already, right? So uh, there's been Maharashtra, Gujarat, AP, Telangana, Northeast. We've seen flooding in lots of parts already. So from the point of view of assistance, right, I'd say there is flooding and there is also waterlogging. So we are equipped to handle both. We typically, even though there is climate change that's really kicked in, we know that there are some months in the year when monsoon is going to hit us in certain parts of the country, right? So we equip ourselves both at the contact center as well as through our fleet on the ground. As you can imagine, because the call volume is higher, we obviously hire more people in the contact center during these peak hours and during these peak months, as we call them, because the call volume is higher. But on the ground is where the challenge really is, right? Because on the ground, we have to keep not only adding to our fleet, but we have to also mobilize our fleet. So, first I'll talk about the last mile connectivity. What is it that we do differently with our fleet? So, when monsoon is approaching, the first thing is obviously we ensure there is our fleet is monsoon ready, which means
Yeah,
that there should be prior checkup. You're checking on the health of the fleet, because you don't want your tow truck to break down when it has to go and assist, right? So the
yeah.
first is check your own fleet. The second is that, we've assisted a lot of cases. If I look at the kind of carpool that we handle a carpool of almost 8 million plus already.
Mm.
And in terms of assistance cases, we do almost 60,000 cases of assistance monthly, right? So we have a lot of data points on, where the breakdowns happen. So we do our best to mobilize our fleet, one around low-lying areas, and two around areas where we know more cases had happened. So it's fleet placement is the second strategy, that you're placing your fleet closer to where you expect breakdowns in monsoon. This way you can ensure swift and prompt support to the customers. Uh, the the next one for us really is special equipment, because if there's a hydraulic lock that occurs, you will need a wheel mobilizer. Otherwise, you just can't sort of even tow the car. So special equipment is the other bit, and we obviously our network team is very well trained, right? So they're aware that when they're handling vehicles, they will not do any jump start for any of the vehicles, because you can't, otherwise you'll cause electrical damage. So we are very careful in the way we handle cases. So this is really about the fleet and the team that works on the ground. At the contact center, we have this we have an omni-channel approach. What really that means is that uh, a customer during monsoon can reach out to us through any of the means. They can call us, they can do a customer web app, they can do a WhatsApp, they can come through the OEM app. They can be also a big call directly coming to us from the car. So during monsoon, we've seen that we will get some more calls through the non-phone channels. So people aren't only just calling us; they're also using the web app,
Mm.
and activate all of these so that the customer can reach us faster. And overall, I think we still get surprised a little by the kind of locations in India that flood. I have to add that, because it's happening more often and it's happening in newer parts of the country. So whatever learning we've had over the years, we use it. And once in a while, if the flooding is severe, we do have to actually put in command rooms in that location. So in terms of us as Allianz Partners, we have 19 depots covering 27 locations. So we've got a lot of manpower as Allianz Partners on the ground. We use them also and mobilize them for other locations if required, and if the situation is like really dire. So yeah, that's how we handle.
Talking about various cities, you just said where it's more prone to breakdowns and all that. Do you have a list or I mean a fair idea? I'm sure you do. Any specific cities or regions that see a significant spike in roadside assistance requests during the monsoon?
Yes, indeed, we do. I mean, we that's what I said. One is these cities are changing year after year, but definitely there are some geographies where we do have a lot of challenge. And we're based in Delhi and NCR. I can start just with that, right? So Delhi NCR is a challenge.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the Yamuna overflow of 23, right? But when you look at the monsoon itself, right? The underpasses that are flooding in Gurgaon, and that makes it very difficult to retrieve vehicles and to handle. And whenever the rain comes here, we are like we hope that people aren't on the road at that time, really. But of course, that's not the case. So Delhi NCR definitely. But if you look at other parts of the country, Mumbai, there is when the rains come, there is flooding that happens in some parts of Mumbai, like Sion, Andheri, Parel. So we've got breakdowns there. In Chennai, there is waterlogging, and if you look at which are the parts in Chennai, there's Tambaram, Velachery. So we have issues there as well. Similarly, Kolkata, Bengaluru, we know which parts actually give us more cases. So for us, we do map these locations very closely, and we place our fleet around those places, right? Because this is a hot spot. And when it rains, so Kolkata, as I said, there's EM bypass and there's Park Street. So you have to ensure that you have your fleet closer to these places, because you really need support immediately. And when it happens in the monsoon, I think customers expect it even faster. It's tougher for us,
Yeah.
but because we've done this for so many years, we at least know how to place our fleet. So we have pretty good trends on which are the places that will flood more. We've also seen Gujarat as the place, where we've seen floods in the last few years, and we have an idea of where in Surat and Ahmedabad the places will be prone to waterlogging. So we use our data quite actively to keep an eye on this.
And what's the future like? What's the roadmap for the future to improve services?
So I think the roadmap for the future is really both digital and it's high tech and high touch, as we call it, right? So I'll talk about first what we are doing to track this more closely. So we've tied up with a firm called CI Metrics. What that does for us is it gives us climate data, and it also tells us what are the trends and where to expect rainfall. We've also split India into various small parts to know that this is the place where rainfall will be higher. So we are able to use predictive analytics and climate data and our own information to see where will we get more breakdowns, and accordingly place fleet. So that is one. We do heat mapping, as we call it, to really also see how do we ensure our fleet can move faster in terms of placing them in one vulnerable part of the city and then moving them elsewhere. So that's another thing that we do. Um, climate change has become so omnipresent. So we've realized that, when we started out this business, and even till the last, I would say, 4 or 5 years, there was this pattern that these are the 4 months of the year when you'll have monsoon. So we know that you start this in April end or May beginning, and then it goes on till maybe August end. But now it doesn't work like that. So you have to be sort of flood ready or monsoon ready or disaster ready at any given point of the year.
Yeah.
So I think we've built that agility and resilience in our operations, where you're aware that this can happen, and you have to just uh, be very clear on how disaster recovery can kick in to handle a situation. So I think that's something that we've built in very well. And so that's the digital and AI and the information part of it. On the human part of it, we still understand that matters a lot, right? So over the years and going forward also, we'll continue to invest more in our own fleet, our own depots, and company owned, company operated depots, as we call them, because as Allianz partners, it's very important for us to also be close to the customer. And what I realized is that at the time of a breakdown, the customer really wants to still talk to somebody. So I think we're also going to keep running that well, both at the last mile of connectivity as well as at the contact center, because many times, that's needed to sort of understand the situation well, because every situation that we deal with is an emergency situation, and to give the right response. So for us, the future will remain high tech, high touch, and we will rely more and more on AI and digital tools to see how do we reach the customer faster, how do we anticipate better. So yeah, that's what we'd like to do.
Thank you so much, Charu. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you
Have
so
a great
much.
week.
Pleasure.